Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Claudia with Color with Claudia. Today we are making Italian stuffed mushrooms. They are an incredible blend of chopped onions, garlic, parsley, mushroom stems, breadcrumbs, and Parmesan cheese. Y'all, I grew up on stuffed mushrooms. There was never a holiday where stuffed mushrooms were not in the lineup. And this is my mom's recipe, so you know it's the perfect recipe. We're going to use a half a pound of mushrooms. Now, we love using these baby Bella mushrooms, but you can also use white mushrooms. And they're this is like the perfect size for stuffing them. And the first thing you want to do is wash them real well. Now, I just came from the sink, and now we want to dry each one of these mushrooms and dry them real well because, well, we don't want soggy mushrooms. First thing we want to do is we remove just the edge of the stem. It's like stiff and old, and just cut it off and then just discard. Now we're keeping the stems, but just not the edges. Now you want to carefully take the stem out of the mushroom cap. Now, oh, look at this. Sometimes they come right off. And that's amazing when they do. But sometimes they're like stuck in there. And so you want to take a paring knife and just very carefully, work your way slowly around it so that it comes out. Because you don't want to cut or, make a tear in your mushroom cap. Now you'll need like a Pyrex dish or some sort of a dish that looks like this. And this one is like the perfect size for the amount of mushrooms we've got here. And you can put each one of your caps and just put them face down in your pan. Now we want to chop up all these little stems. Okay, I think this is chopped up perfectly. Okay, now, and have I mentioned how easy this is? This is so easy. Okay, now we need an onion, not the whole thing. Depending on how big your onion is, this is kind of a relatively small, medium onion, so I'm just gonna do like not quite even half. And you wanna mince that up too. Oh, look, y'all, my mushrooms got kicked off the cutting board. I don't know why, I should have started with a larger cutting board. I do that all the time. Okay, now we just need to mince one fresh garlic. Okay, and now I pulled out what seems to be about 2 tablespoons of flat leaf parsley, and I'm gonna go ahead and mince these up too. Alrighty, that parsley's done. So now we're going to take all this and we're going to move over to the stovetop. All right, as always, I like to get all my ingredients together before we start. We've got all the prep done, and the only thing else we'll need is a half a cup of butter, about a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, salt and pepper. We'll need 1 of these little chicken bouillon cubes. They look like these little guys, with a little bit like a heaping cup of water. We'll also need a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese and a half a cup of breadcrumbs, Italian style breadcrumbs. I made these because, fresh breadcrumbs are always the best, but you can also use the Progresso. But I know my mom, she always made fresh breadcrumbs. And now we are ready to start. We'll start with our butter. So as all this butter is melting, you can reach in with a brush and put butter on all of your mushroom caps. All right, it's time to make the stuffing. Okay, so my butter's melted. First thing that'll go in are your onions. And I always like to give my onions a head start. Whoops. And I like to put my pepper in with the onions. And now let these guys, I want to have my temperature like just a little bit warmer than medium. And let them saute here maybe 2 minutes. All right, now let's slide in the garlic. mushroom stems and a quarter teaspoon oregano and about a quarter teaspoon of the salt. And now let this saute in here for about 5 minutes. While this is cooking, I'm going to get my bouillon soup ready, my chicken bouillon. And so like a heaping 1 cup water, get it boiling, and then you'll add your little cube. Now I use, it's supposed to be like 1 cup to 1 cube, but I put a little bit extra in there because just in case our stuffing is dry, I can reach into my bouillon and kind of keep my stuffing moist. But I'll show you that when we get to that. I've got like about another minute to go, and I'm going to add my parsley in. You want to move the stuffing here off of the burner. Now you'll add a half a cup of your breadcrumbs. And this is a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now we're just going to stir this up. And now one of the most important things is that you want your stuffing to be moist. And this looks moist to me. I think we're in business. Sometimes, the breadcrumbs, you just never know. They're going to really soak up the juice or not. But I still got juice in here. You can see that. So I'm liking this. Okay, so now it's time to stuff. Just take each little mushroom and you'll stick all your stuffing in there and just push it in there. And you can, mound it on top if you like. Now you might not use all your stuffing, and you know what? That's okay. Don't throw it away. I mean, as Italians, we don't waste anything. Like in the morning, you could put the stuffing on your eggs, right? Or even on your sandwich at lunchtime, or stick it on your chicken dinner tomorrow night. But don't waste it. It's so good. Now take your bouillon and pour it just on the bottom where it just covers the bottom of the pan. Now take some olive oil and just drizzle, kind of big drizzles here, just drizzle a little bit on each one. All right, now these are ready to go in the oven. Your oven should be preset on 375, and they'll go in for probably around 20 minutes. Give or take, your oven. Just peek in there and you'll see the tops will be all nice and golden brown. Look at these. I mean, these now look absolutely delicious. Once again, my mother aces another dish. Oh my gosh. And I tell you what, I don't know why. Why do we just wait for a holiday to eat stuffed mushrooms? These make like the perfect appetizer, or for just like a quiet evening at home. I mean, these are just unbelievably delicious. It's so flavorful. I want y'all to make this. So save this video, share it with somebody else, like it, comment, whatever. Just make sure, and you just gotta make sure you make this, okay? And until next week, bon appetit.